Well, good evening, good morning, good afternoon. And we're glad to see you here. My name is Christian Jangra, and we are broadcasting here straight from Daytona Beach, Florida. And we're really, really excited. And we want to thank you for joining us this evening. My wife and I will be presenting this evening, and we'll give you a short overview of an incredible company that have made such an impact around the world. Would you agree, Tammy?
Yeah, around the world and on our lives, and the people that we love and care about that are in our personal environment.
Mhm.
And yeah, so we wanted to welcome you. And I always like to talk about health, to start with health, because I think that's the most important thing that we could ever have is a good quality of health. Unfortunately, in today's world, there's so much pollution, there's so much toxins, there's stress, high levels of stress. Diets are just off. The food that we eat is really not coming from a good source. How Chris and I were talking about, and the lack of sleep, of course. And Chris and I were talking about that just about earlier when we were eating our healthy supper. Talking about back in the days where things were so much better when we were young. We're both in our early 60s, and then growing up, that's when things started to get more known. We were talking about cooking pots that are not good, like all the things, the microwave, all those things that are just not good for us. According to the World Health Organization, the top two causes of death is heart disease and stroke. And I know there's diabetes, kidney disease, the big C word. I mean, it's out there. We know people who have it, that are challenged with it or have passed away from it, and that's why I get really passionate about this, because it is the most important thing that you could ever have is a quality of health.
I totally agree, Tammy. And the fact here, folks, is we tend to overcomplicate things.
Mhm.
And it's just unbelievable how sometimes the system tends to make us feel that we're powerless in front of what's going on. But overall, your overall health depends on the health of your individual cells. If your cells are healthy, your body is healthy. When you see here the corrosion, when you see a beautiful cell over here and a free radical cell over here, that's because it's again, it's an example of what Tammy was talking about earlier, right? The decay that's occurring. So it's not just about aging, folks. We're accelerating the aging process because of the environment that we're exposed on a daily basis.
Yeah, and it's glutathione that keeps our cells healthy. Chris and I learned about this word that we couldn't even pronounce at the time. Years ago, we learned about this word, how important it was. And after water, food, and the oxygen, the fourth thing that our cells need to survive is glutathione.
So the question is, what is glutathione? As Tammy says, it's a bit of a mouth well of a. It's a bit it's a bit of a mouthful of a word. Yeah, exactly. So Tammy, what is glutathione?
Yeah. So we produce it naturally in every cell of our body, and it's our body's natural defense against the toxins, pollutions. I was telling you about stress and, the poor diets and all of that stuff. And every single day, we're getting thousands of attacks to our cells.
Hmm.
And glutathione is literally like a scrub brush inside your cell, and it's getting rid of all the bad stuff that's attacking your body and eliminating it from your body. So, without optimal levels of glutathione, your cells are not healthy. And when they're not healthy, you're going to feel it. You're going to feel it in the way, in your energy. I mean, we're going to go on and on and on and talk about this, but you're definitely going to feel it when you don't have healthy cells.
That's an understatement. And by the way, if you go to the bio of this YouTube channel, you'll notice that there's a link there that you can learn a whole lot more about glutathione. You'll be receiving some emails if you choose to opt in. So feel free to click on that link on the bio. You won't regret it. It's really good information. Now, continuing with the presentation here, folks. See, when we have optimal level of glutathione, as Tammy stated, we have so many benefits. You'll find your immune system is stronger. You'll find that you reduce the inflammation in your cells. Why are you going to notice that? Well, with the fact is you won't be sick like the majority of people around you. You won't feel tired and fatigued all the time, right? It helps slow down the aging process in the same time. So you get better energy, better sleep, reduce stress, and better mental focus and clarity. You'll find that you'll sleep better overall. It is also improve the performance, whether it is mental, physical. You get better stamina and recovery, especially. Tammy and I still train with 20 and 30-year-olds pretty much daily. And trust me, we feel it, right? We feel it in our bones and our backs, right? But we recover so much quicker. So you'll
True.
find that you feel better in the gym, the classroom, the boardroom, and folks, even the bedroom. So these are very important elements of a life, and being healthy is important, and is exactly what we're talking about with these supplements.
Yeah. And your skin too. I find that it's helped my skin improve tremendously when I started increasing glutathione, and it helps going into aging because we talk to people every single day, and they can't believe that we're in our early 60s. So there is bad news about.
Tammy, I just lost your voice here. So I'm not sure. Can you still hear me? It looks like we're having some issues with your internet here. Yeah, yeah, she'll be back. So what's happening here, folks, is the bad news is from the age of 20, the glutathione level starts going down naturally, but it's accelerated again by by the nutritional elements that we are consuming, and again the decisions you make on a daily basis. If you spend too much time eating at McDonald's, trust me, it will not serve you well, right? So and you'll find that you lose it about 10 to 15% of the glutathione production every decade. So every year it starts going down. I don't know if you notice every 5 years there is a bit of a difference. This is something that happens on a regular basis. So it's not surprising that people start having health issues at around that time.